I had such a good lunch. I wonder if I have pizza sauce on my face. I had such a good lunch. I'm like covered in like pizza dough. Um, I have like pizza dough on me. Um, I made, I don't know, I've been seeing like some YouTube shorts about these like pizza bites or whatever, where you like take pizza dough and like cut them into like basically like a biscuit shape or like just like a small pizza round. Like you make several of them. Um, and then what you do is you basically make mini pizzas. Like they're just like this big. Like they're just very tiny. And so you make several of them. So I was like, that's gonna be my lunch today. So I made like seven of them, and I was thrilled because I haven't had pizza in so long, since probably the beginning of since I'm not sure if I had any in July. So I've had bruschetta, but I haven't had pizza. So it definitely hit the spot. Um, but so I made pizza bites. They're very addicting. They're very bad for you though. uh, I think I need to get like a biscuit cutter though, like to cut them into shape like better. Because I just used like the lid of a bowl, or like the lid of like a lid like a saucer. So yeah, I've been very productive today. I also made lemonade. I was squeezing lemons from scratch. I was just making my own lemonade. When you cook every day, you sort of get used to cooking. I don't know how to explain it. That's kind of like the whole thing about Nara Smith. Everybody's like, oh, it's so exhausting being Nara Smith because you have to make these like elaborate meals. And the thing about it is that they try to do too much. What it is that she preps these things in advance and she's doing like a little bit at a time. I don't know. I can see how she does it in a way that's sustainable. I think people just have never been, people just don't know how to be cooks and like manage their time properly in like the kitchen. I don't know. It's it's hard to explain if you've never cooked regularly that there's a certain amount of like prep time. So like you spend like half an hour in the kitchen, and so let's say you get up and you're doing stuff, and that you prep a certain amount of stuff for like half an hour, and you're spending like half an hour in the kitchen, and then you've got like time to let stuff rest. So in the time that you're letting stuff rest, maybe you'll be like cleaning the house, or taking care of the kids, or like doing certain stuff, or like doing the laundry. And then at the end of that, you'll come back and all of that will be ready for you to do the next step of the phase. It's time management. So it's just like going back and forth between like activities, like multitasking. So I can see how she manages her life well, that she's probably like, because I was talking about it, she's probably like editing videos or managing comments or taking care of her. She's like probably doing stuff in the kitchen, and then like watching her kids while she's, because it looks like she has an open concept for her house. So she's probably like doing the stuff with her kitchen, and she's like watching the kitchen. She's watching her kids while she's doing it, and like they're playing or doing whatever. And so if she has to stop, she can just like walk around and like take care of her kids and whatever they need. And she probably already has stuff prepped in advance if they are hungry or want something right then. It's like she talks about like, oh, my kids wanted, cereal or something. She probably has already had stuff made or has snacks on hand if they are hungry. I don't know. Or her family doesn't mind waiting for the food. I don't know. I just think about it and I'm like, the more I think about Nora Smith, the more I think about like, because I just keep thinking about it, like that it's just time management in the kitchen. Because even like, because it's Saturday, during the week, like, although I have been depressed and not felt like cooking, and so I understand the urge to not want to cook. And so I understand that all you want to do is just, air fry a meal or something and not want to do that. But even she doesn't cook all the time. That they go out to eat, and that even Lucky cooks for her, and that she doesn't always cook every day. So it's interesting. But she even said like cooking is my love language. Like she enjoys, like, cooking is something that she's passionate about, and that it brings her joy to cook. So like, I don't know. Imagine doing something that you really love doing, like be it painting or writing or playing video games, or I mean, is if cooking is something that brings you a lot of joy, wouldn't you want to do it all the time? And like, or like, it's like coffee aficionados, people who are big into coffee, they will do these like elaborate processes of making coffee. But I think that people are just getting mad because they it's sort of like, first of all, she's a woman, and so there's all these unrealistic expectations of women. And so, but like, even coffee nerds, like, nobody's expecting you to have, buy this expensive hardware to be, or buy an espresso machine, like a, $1,500 or $15,000 espresso machine that some of these coffee nerds are buying, or these like really elaborate like lab experiment type espresso machines that some of these coffee nerds are buying. But they make content based on what they're making, and nobody gives them grief about it. It's just that's what they're into, and it's their niche. And so some of it, what it is that you're just supposed to glean like nuggets of information. I've said this before, nuggets of information based on what they post. And so what I learned from the coffee nerds, because I bought a cheap espresso machine, I bought one off Amazon, and it wasn't based on what was the most popular brand. I didn't buy like the most expensive espresso machine, but what it was is I bought things that made my espresso slightly better and reduced the amount of sourness of my espresso that made it more tasty, such as using an espresso screen, the metal screen that I use for my espresso, and using using the thing that sifts through my espresso, to kind of get rid of clumps, using a grinder. So it's just using those things helped me make my espresso better. So it's just all about what you use. I do have a frother, and I do have a milk cup for the steam one. So if I make a latte, I do have those things. I haven't made a latte recently, just because I don't like to waste the calories. But my lattes are amazing. Yeah. Lattes are mostly a winter thing. I mostly just like to have an espresso and just have the coffee, the black coffee itself. But it's pretty good as is. Mostly because I'm drinking really good, having good beans right now, because I'm drinking that awesome coffee club stuff. So there's no need to like filter out the actual coffee by adding milk. It tastes good as it is. So I haven't really wanted to add like latte to it. There's some coffee that I had that it was like, oh, this is kind of sour without adding the milk. So you kind of mask the flavor of the coffee by making it a latte. Every coffee tastes good when you add milk to it. You know what I mean? Well, I add almond milk, or a creamer, so you don't really taste the coffee too much. Anyway,